So a couple months ago, I reached out to you guys asking your opinion on a decision that my wife and I were trying to make, which was really difficult. And the question was, should we let one of our high school seniors drop out of high school? We got a lot of really good feedback. Actually, it was really cool. My wife and I had a chance to read it and to think about it and get your guys' feedback. So first off, thank you for participating and helping in that decision. Obviously, it was not an easy decision. It's still not an easy decision. I'm still not sure if what we decided was right. But there are three things that we thought through as we were trying to make this decision. So I'm gonna share those things with you, and then I'll let you know what we ultimately decided and where we are right now. And maybe if this is good, we'll do another update video in 6 months from now and let you know if that was actually a good decision. There were three things we kind of thought through. The first question was like, is this decision truly in his best interest? And this was hard because I think for a lot of us, even though we're thinking like, is this in the best interest of our child or the person we love? The reality is like, we're making the decision based on like how it makes us feel. Like I know for me, like I didn't want to be the dad who, someone's like, oh, his kid dropped out of high school. But those are all things about myself, like my own insecurities, my own feelings that I didn't want to be judged. If you take us and our own ego out of the equation, how is this going to impact him and his future alone? Second question we start asking ourselves is like, what are all the consequences that come with this decision, both in the short term and the long term, right? In fact, we have a stick at our house that has choice on one side and consequence on the other side. So if you pick up the choice, the consequence comes with it, right? You can pick up whatever you want, but the consequence you don't get to choose, right? So that's the question, is like, is it gonna affect him getting a job someday, affect him with his business, with overall success? Like, what does that actually look like? And so we talked through him on a lot of these different things. And then the third question was, if he drops out right now before he's at the finish line, like what are the other alternative paths or opportunities that are available? Does he need to go get a GED? Is there other options? Is he supposed to go to a trade school, or does he just drop out altogether, start a business? Do we give him a job working for me? Like all these different things that we didn't know the answer to. So that was the third one. It's like, what are the other paths? Like I want to have a good idea of like, here's all of the different potential options, potential choices he may be picking up. Okay, so now, drum roll, right? Here's the big decision. Like, what did we let him do? And so the answer is we let him drop out, kind of. This comes back to step number 3. The third question was like, what are the other alternative routes? And so Colette actually went down and met with the school counselor and said, this is where we're at. Like, what should we do? Like, he doesn't want to be here. He wants to drop out. Like, do we need to go get a GED? Is there something different? And the counselor told us about is another option, another type of school. School's called a rebound school, where basically your kids can go into it and it's less structured, but you're able to still get an actual high school diploma, not a GED, but an actual high school diploma. I believe that he's got to be in school for like 3.5 hours every single day. It's kind of cool. They show up, they put your phone in a box, you're not allowed to use your phone, and then you sit there and you actually go to school and you're able to get things done really, really quickly. Kind of based on the path we laid out, like he could have gotten his degree in about a month if you just show up every single day. Now, unfortunately, he didn't show up every single day, so he's still going to classes, but this has been a much better route for him because he's able to wake up a little later in the morning. He can go work out. He can do a couple things in the morning for him, and then he goes to the school, and instead of spending 8 hours in school and having all the social interaction, shrinks it down to just 3 or 4 hours, get it done, and then get back out and kind of move on to other projects, things he wants to do. And so that's what we've done. Yes, he dropped out of high school, the one he's been going to the last few years, but he's in rebound school right now, having a chance now to still get his diploma, but in a different way that looks a little bit different. But more so, we've been trying to have more conversations with him and our other kids also about really figuring out like, what do they want to be? Who do they want to become? When I was their ages, I didn't know. Like I wanted to be a wrestling coach back then. I didn't know I was gonna be an entrepreneur. So like a lot of times like we don't really know, but the biggest thing that we didn't want happening to our son or to any of our kids is the spot where they just get in this rut where they're not progressing. They're just kind of moving in a circular motion, not moving towards anything. And so what we've been trying to encourage is like setting a goal. Like, what do you actually want? You want a high school diploma? Do you want a job? What kind of job do you want? Do you want to like try to help them like think through those things? At least for us, when we put them in the traditional schools, we thought the school system would help guide them to that thing, which I'm learning now definitely is not happening. I don't know exactly what our son's path's gonna be yet. I'm hoping that he figures out something that's really gonna make him happy. If you enjoy what you do, you never have to work a day in your life. They need to pursue something that they're gonna enjoy, they're gonna love. Here, even ClickFunnels, like we don't hire people based on diplomas and things like that. Like the reason why we hire people is because we find people who are obsessed with the thing that they want. And that's what I want my kids to understand. Like if you want to be successful, like find something you're obsessed with and become the best in the world at that. If you do that, then you don't need a diploma, you don't need anything else. That's kind of where we're at right now. Again, I don't know if this is the best decision. I'm hoping so. Time will tell. Right now, it's been nice because it's caused a lot less stress at home, a lot less stress with him. It has caused a little more stress with the other kids who all want to drop out of school as well. So it's kind of like kicking the hornet's nest, and more problems have come from it. So we're still navigating. We're trying to figure things out. Anyway, your feedback last time was great. I'd love to hear your feedback as well. Like, was this a good idea? Was it not? Any other ideas? Any other things you guys do to motivate your kids? It's obviously one of those things that's a lot easier said than done, but any other ideas you guys have, I'd love to have them. And in the future, I'll give you another update in the next couple months on kind of where he's at. Did he graduate? Did he get the diploma? And based on that, like, what's the next step in the path for him and for our other kids as well? So again, thank you so much for sharing this journey with us. I was a little nervous and vulnerable to share the first one, but your feedback meant the world to me and to my wife. And so thank you guys for that. And I hope that you guys are, with your kids, navigating these things as well. I know it can be hard, and hopefully together as a community, we can help solve these problems with them together. Thanks so much, and see you soon.